In my last video, I shared that I've been seriously thinking about selling my Royal Enfield Interceptor after just 8 months of ownership. Well, today I'm riding it for potentially the last time if it doesn't answer 2 very important questions when it comes to motorcycle ownership. We'll dive into those questions shortly, but for now, sit back, grab a brew or a beer and enjoy the ride. Let's see if this bike can win me over one more time. Okay, so that first question that I need to answer today, it's going to sound a bit cheesy, but if you're into your bikes, you're into your cars, you know exactly what I'm talking about. When I look at this bike, do I get that warm, fuzzy feeling inside? You know what I mean. You go to the petrol station, put your fuel in, go and pay for it. Do you take that look back and think to yourself, no way is that my bike? I just want to share a quick story with you. In my 20 years of driving, I must have owned like 30 to 40 cars. Now, I'm definitely not saying this to brag, because the majority of them cars were absolute horse. The reason I'm telling you this is to put what I'm about to tell you next into perspective. Every single one of them cars I test drove, even the 500 quidders, the really cheap ones, scrappers, I test drove them all. Now with this Interceptor, my first ever brand new bike, I didn't even test ride it. I literally bought this motorcycle based on its looks alone. How crazy does that sound? In my opinion, the Royal Enfield Interceptor / the Continental GT650, it's a very similar bike. I think that these bikes are the second best looking modern classic motorcycle that's on the market today. And if you're wondering what I think is the number one, it's another Royal Enfield, and that's the Classic 350. So to answer that question, do I get that warm, fuzzy feeling inside every time I look at this machine? Hell yeah, 100%. second question is, how does it make me feel when I ride it? Now let's be honest here, I'm going to upset some of the Royal Enfield fanboys and girls, but the Interceptor is an average motorcycle. It's basically an old machine with ABS and electric fuel ignition. It's got average brakes, average suspension, and 47 horsepower from a 650cc engine isn't great in 2025 now, is it? But it might be an average bike on paper, but when I ride it, I feel the complete opposite of average. You see, the thing is with this Interceptor, it's got a shed load of charm and character, which is what a lot of modern motorcycles these days are seriously lacking. I guarantee you, no matter what motorcycle you own, you ride one of these things and it will put a smile on your face. So to answer that question, how does it make me feel when I ride it? Absolutely incredible. This is a proper feel-good bike. That's the first ride of the year done, but will it be the last ride of the year on the Interceptor? I think it's decision time. Right, excuse the Peaky Blinders hat. I've got a vicious case of helmet hair. Anyway, in the last video we had a bit of a vote, didn't we? I asked you all to get involved in the comment section, which you did, and I really appreciate that. So we had a vote on what I was going to do with the Interceptor next. I think option 1 was to keep it, option 2 was to sell it private, and option 3 was to trade it in. And here's the results from that. As you can see, option 1 came out on top, but only just. With how well the Interceptor's rode today and how positive them 2 questions have been answered, you're probably thinking I'm going to keep the Interceptor. Well, actually, I'm going to trade it in. Not joking. Obviously, I'm keeping it. It's a great bike. I'm going to keep it now for another 12 months, maybe even 2 years, because at that point then it'll be out of warranty. I know I mentioned in the last video that the Interceptor's got some flaws, but hasn't every new motorcycle? I could go out now, get myself in a load of debt, buy a bike worth 3 or 4 times the value of this one, and I'd still be able to find faults with it. The original plan with this bike was to go down the scrambler route when I got it, but to be honest with you, I'm kind of enjoying it now in its stock form. I think I'm going to add the bass guard for under the engine from Tech Bike Parts, and I might also get rid of that rear mud guard, maybe a smaller number plate too. The exhaust, I love the sound of the stock Interceptor, but they just look out of place on the bike to me. I think they're too big, and apparently they're supposed to be really heavy too, as the cats are inside there. To be honest with you, I'm a bit unsure what to do. Let me know in the comment section, do you think I should go down that scrambler route, go all in on it, or do I just add a few bits just to put my own stamp on it? Also, I mentioned earlier that I think that the Classic 350 is the best looking modern classic motorcycle available to buy today. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree? Think I'm talking out my backside? Let me know. I love reading all your comments, by the way, and I promise that I will respond to each and every single one of them. This channel's just hit 10,000 subscribers in only 4 months. If you are subscribed to the channel, I appreciate it, I really do. I think a lot of that has been due to this bike. It's been the backbone of this channel. They've got such a great following. If you're thinking about getting an Interceptor and you're a bit, introverted, they're probably not the bike for you. I guarantee you, every time you go out and ride it, someone will stop you and have a conversation with you or compliment you on it, something along them lines. That happened twice today. I filmed one of the conversations. The second one, I wasn't filming at the time, so I missed that. But the guy pulled up on I think it was a Transalp 750. He just came over, we had a bit of a chat for about 10-15 minutes. He also had a Classic 350 that he'd put a cam in, done the exhaust on it, a few other bits. I'll share that conversation now. Thanks for watching. If you subscribe to the channel, you will see me in the next one. Ride safe.
I've got a Royal Enfield as well.
Have you?
Yeah, I've got the 350 Classic.
Alright.
Put the fast road cam in it and everything. Decat pipe on it.
Yeah.
So it goes pretty well now.
Nice.
It does.
Yeah.
And I've had it fully loaded up. Single seat, all the camping luggage on and everything.
Yeah.
How do you find an Interceptor?
It's alright, yeah. I like it, yeah.
Thanks with it.
Not a bad bike. For the money, they're alright.
Can't do anything, yeah.